It is the Mahoning and Shenango Valley's most in-depth weather forecast video. It is Weather for Weather Geeks here on this Tuesday evening. We are a third of the way through December on this 10th day of the month, and we have some big changes coming over the next 48 hours, but I don't think we are in for any sort of large snow accumulation anytime real soon. But we've got some serious cold heading our way, but after a mild stretch, for the third straight day, we hit 52. We did a hat trick here at 52 Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, and this mild weather we've had over the last few days has changed our temperature deficit, if you will. The cold first 7 days of the month meant that through the first 7 days of December, we were something like 8-9 degrees cooler than average for the month thus far. But after a few mild days, we're down to 3.4 degrees warmer than the average. I'm not convinced that December is going to finish as a cooler than average month. I could see that happening, but I could also see where the warmth tries to outduel the cool weather as we get towards the holidays, and especially during that last handful of days of December. We'll talk about the longer range and specifically the pattern right around Christmas, or potential pattern anyway, coming up later in this video. Anyway, we have some light rain and some mild temperatures once again this evening. Unlike yesterday where the rain was mostly in the morning and midday, today most of the rain's been late afternoon into the evening. And this is going to last a couple of hours and then we'll get out of our hair for the overnight. Off to the north, lake effect snow warnings are out once again for Erie County, PA, and Chautauqua and Cattaraugus counties in southwest New York. Another lake effect snow blitz. This one's not going to be as severe as some of the recent lake effect snow events, but it's still going to pack a punch for anyone traveling up towards I-90 and Interstate 86 in southwestern New York. You know, there's going to be places up there that get 6 to 10, maybe even close to 12 inches worth of snow in a fairly short amount of time, Wednesday night through about Thursday night, early Friday morning. The orientation of the winds here means that we will get almost no lake effect snow, it looks like, in our TV viewing area, because this is just too much west to southwest flow, and that directs all the bands up in this direction. We need more of a northwesterly fetch off of Lake Erie and then even up to Lake Huron for us to get in on lake effect action in most of our TV viewing area. But we do have some big changes coming our way for the next couple of days. Here's a summary of what we are expecting. There will be a period of wet snow, it looks like mid to late morning, early afternoon on Wednesday, but everything's going to be wet. I mean, air temperatures are going to be around 35, 36. And while there could be a little slush on car tops and on the grassy surfaces, things like that, not expecting too many issues weather-wise during the day. It's just going to be a colder day Wednesday. And speaking of cold, the Arctic cold front arrives Wednesday night, and behind it, the coldest air mass of the season so far, coming our way for Thursday and into Thursday night. Now, with that Arctic boundary, late Wednesday evening into the overnight, it's possible that we'll see a scattering of heavier snow showers and maybe even a modified snow squall. Confidence on that not real high, but sometime between, say, 11 p.m. and 2 a.m. Wednesday night, early Thursday morning, it's possible someone's going to get a hefty snow shower and a snow squall, and maybe you get a quick half an inch or an inch worth of snow, and maybe it's enough to cause some slick surfaces. Here's a model depiction of events. We'll roll this forward slowly as we go into the day. On Wednesday, early risers off to a dry start. I think this wet snow will get going as we head towards lunchtime. 9:30, 10, 10:30, 11, and then it's out of here by early to mid-afternoon, 2:30. And again, I don't think this is much of a big deal at all. A potential bigger deal comes with this front. This is the Arctic front, and this model depiction has a scattering of snow showers maybe right around 11 o'clock, midnight, somewhere in that vicinity. And I think there's enough ingredients for a snow squall that we are going to talk about it. This isn't as much of a slam dunk as last week when we had an Arctic front that brought a snow squall, even some thunder snow in the middle of the night, middle of last week. I don't think this is as likely as that, but it's possible anyway for a hefty snow shower, a snow squall for a little while. Maybe enough to cause some slick surfaces as most get up and out the door Thursday morning. I think the sun's going to be out, but it's going to do us no good. Of course, the sun is almost as weak as it ever is, as low in the sky as it ever is, as we approach the solstice coming up in about 11 days. And so you can have, at this time of the year, a sunny day with temperatures way, way below average. I mean, we're going to be hard-pressed to see 23, 24 for the air temperature on Thursday. And, of course, the wind chill will be a factor as well. And then this model depiction has some clouds pushing in for Thursday night and into Friday. I think any band of clouds is likely to get out of here by daybreak on Friday, and we should have a mostly sunny day once again on our Friday. But these will be the skinniest numbers so far this season in terms of the wind chill. It's possible we'll see wind chill values a little below zero as Thursday gets underway. And during the afternoon, Air temperatures 20s, wind chills probably not much better than the single digits on Thursday. The air mass is going to modify as we go towards the weekend and into early next week. Let's talk about the longer range. I'm going to show you a couple of model depictions here of the run-up to Christmas. Christmas is 2 weeks from tomorrow, and tomorrow we'll probably take a shot at the white Christmas odds this year. But for now, let's take a look at a couple of different models and the general pattern in that kind of week leading up to Christmas. This is the what we're looking at here is the AI version, the artificial intelligence version of the European model. This is a relatively new data set or model suite that's available to us, and I've been pretty impressed with its performance thus far over the last several months. Been keeping an eye on this every day, and while it's a model and it's going to have its good days and its bad days, it generally does a pretty good job of picking out overall trends in the longer range. Is it going to do a good job of telling you what the temperature is going to be exactly like 10 days from now, or how much rain down to the tenth of an inch, or how much snow down to the inch you're going to get 10 days from now? No. But in the grand scheme of things, when we're speaking of large-scale generalities, it does pretty well in the longer range. So anyway, this is its model depiction of temperature anomalies right around the solstice, right around the 20th, 21st, maybe a cold shot. Now, today's run of the AI does have the cold trying to intensify right before Christmas. Here's the 22nd, 23rd, and then as we go towards Christmas morning, the cold starts getting flushed away, and taken literally, this model would suggest that Christmas Day, and especially just beyond Christmas Day, we probably see a dominance of fairly mild weather coming in for that week between Christmas and New Year's. Here's a look at what we call the European Ensemble. This is not a new model suite, but it is one of our more reliable medium range model suites. Kind of the same idea, right around the 20th, 21st, 22nd, a cold shot. This model has the cold kind of sticking around maybe through the 23rd, and then look at all this orange and red for Christmas Day. Taken literally again, this would suggest that the nation is flooded by Pacific air instead of Arctic air for Christmas Day, and this is not likely to get flushed out in a big hurry in that week between Christmas and New Year's. So we'll talk about the white Christmas odds in more detail tomorrow evening, but I wouldn't be real optimistic at this point that we're going to have a lot of snow on the ground for Christmas morning, and it doesn't look real great for any sort of snow between that Christmas and New Year's, that week between those two holidays. But maybe with that cold shot somewhere between the 20th and 23rd or so, maybe we get some snow in that colder air, and maybe some of it tries to stick around through Christmas morning. So we'll keep speculating on that, of course, in the coming days on Weather for Weather Geeks. Thanks for watching on this Tuesday evening. Have a great rest of your night. Fresh edition of this same video coming your way on Wednesday.